everyone, so it's time for another video, and today I want to talk about dreams. Specifically the dreams that happen in our heads. Now, when we have a dream, sometimes it makes me wonder, like, how did this 3-pound chunk of meat in my head come up with all these crazy images? Because when you have a dream, it's like your brain decides to it's like your brain forcing you to watch a movie where you don't understand what's happening, like what's the context of everything. It's like you could be like in the grocery store buying groceries, something completely normal, and then you're like, all of a sudden you're like in another country, and you go walking down the street and you're running and you don't even get tired, and then all of a sudden a cat walks by you and starts speaking in Spanish, and then the cat slaps you in the face, and then it's like completely normal. But in your head, when you wake up, you're like, what was that? Because there's no logic in dreams. It's just, it skips around from place to place to place. And then there are those dreams that are really scary to me, is the dreams where, like, you know you're dreaming, but your body decides to act paralyzed, so you're just frozen, you can't even do anything. It's like you can see the dream happening above your eyes, but you can't really move. That's happened to me before. Not very good experience, especially when you're having, hasn't happened to me yet, but when you're having a nightmare and you're self-aware but you can't move, that has to be the scariest thing, right? Sometimes I'll have a dream, I haven't had it in a while, but there was one time I dreamed I was running down the street and I didn't even get tired. It was like someone was pulling me to keep running. And then there was another dream I had, not the same dream, but it was like sometime, I wrote it down, it was happened a couple years ago. I was in the Harry Potter universe with Ron, Hermione, and Harry, and we were in the Chamber of Secrets, and it didn't really make any sense, and then I think I switched bodies with Ron at some point because I was seeing things from another point of view. And then all of a sudden I'm like in the Spiral 1 game for PlayStation 1, and I have to collect the gems, but like I don't even know if it was like video game world or like a real world with gems, but all I know is that like it was Spiral 1. That was all I knew. My childhood. Anyway, and then also there was another dream I had. I was on Tumblr. Like Tumblr was like a building, but like people had like their recipe ideas and like other things and URLs like on pieces of paper, like big cardboard pieces of paper, and you could take them home with you. So you could actually bring home a URL with you, which is very strange. And then there was this other dream I had where I was in this home movie theater and someone was going to play the THX intro. You know what that is, that big scary sound. I was pressing mute because I didn't want to hear it, which is actually something I would do in real life, to be honest. Yeah, dreams are just so weird. And it makes me wonder, like, what do people dream about? Like, not people, but like, what do other animals dream about? Like dogs? People think that they dream about chasing a ball or chasing a cat or chasing something. We don't really know, but it would be nice to find out. Cats, I'm pretty convinced they dream about world domination. This is how a dream usually works. It doesn't make any sense, there's no logic, but the dream version of yourself just accepts it. Here's what a typical dream looks like. You're in a grocery store, you're looking at the food, then all of a sudden you're in another country, then no one speaks the language, but you understand the language for some reason, and then you go to the ocean, and a fish talks to you, and then a cat walks by, and then the cat slaps you in the face, and then the cat starts speaking to you in Spanish, and then all of a sudden you're in the library, the book falls off the shelf, and then the book falls into the ocean, and then you're in your room, everything seems completely normal, and then you go up to take a shower, and then you find out the shower is actually a waterfall. Then you go back to bed, and then you wake up, and you're like, it's a crazy dream. And then you wake up, and then you take a shower, you go get ready for where you have to go every day, and then you wake up again, you're like, didn't I just wake up? But dreams are so weird like that. They're supposed to mess with your mind. That's how your brain recharges your body, by giving you crazy dreams. And there was this one dream I had. It was very scary. I was looking in the mirror, like just staring into it, like It doesn't really sound very scary, but when you're staring at yourself like this in the mirror, it's very eerie. There's like an eerie feeling to it. I don't know how to describe it, but it made me very uncomfortable. But yeah, I just want to talk about dreams today. Do you guys have any dreams, weird dreams that you know about, like any recurring dreams? Or just plain dreams that make you go, what? You know, you can let me know by writing it down. So yeah, thank you guys for watching. I hope you're doing good, and I'll see you next time. Bye!